living in what is that? In Lawrence, or is it Lawrence? Lawrence, Long Island, which is like 3 LIRR stops from Valley Stream. There was definitely a connection to the LIRR. Used to go to Flushing a lot, still miss it. I hear that Flushing has turned into Chinatown, basically, Chinatown 2. Or actually, more specifically, Hong Kong Town. Everybody escaped communism to come on over and pretty much bought up all of Flushing. Alrighty.
Yeah. So we got 12 people in here so far, so I'm thinking I'm getting something free today.
Yeah, possible, man. Two
All
raffles.
Right.
All right.
Love it.
Here's the thing with the raffles is that each winner will actually get 3 $250,000 evals from EarnMax. And the beauty of it is that they have a special sale for $25. So we are more than happy to pay, although they've been very terrible with their affiliate records, but we figured that why not? It's super cheap. I bought it last week. I already blew one out. That was my manual trading, and some of you know that I got in an emotional tiff yesterday, so I traded with not having the proper mind, and just kept on adding on to it because it's like it's got to turn around, it's got to turn around, and of course it didn't. It just started flying, even though the news was super good. But that's where it is. Go ahead.
I have a question about that, about EarnMax. How do you set up the account?
It's a big headache. So you're just going to have to be with them on their customer service end until they help you out. It took me 2 days when I first set it up. Once it's set up, it's easy. All right. You passed 250 pros. Yeah, I passed one. It took them 3 days just to give me an email saying, congratulations. And so I paid $85. I'm waiting for it to be set up next week, I hope.
Yeah, but I'm trying to follow the email that they sent me. They say that I need to go to help and then go to license key. So I don't see a license key in my help. So I'm trying to understand if I have to go on the Ninja Trader website to put the license key or.
Yeah. So you're gonna get on. We'll talk about EarnMax. They're a good deal price-wise. It's a great way to practice and try to get your first PA. Once you get your PAs, get paid from them and use that money to get more evaluations. If they, do the right thing, they pay you.
Do you know anybody who get paid from them already?
Yeah, they're a bunch.
All right.
They really are slow and sucky. Their Trustpilot reviews are like 2.1 or something like that. That's how bad they are. But they're getting, into rhythm. And, they got some more qualified people doing stuff, So anyway, let's. Kai, you also have a Fathom note here. Look at you. So let's get right on it, and I want to be able to help out with. Let's deal with the agenda. Run right through it, and let's see. Is Hanta here? I don't know what your name is on Zoom, but Hanta, if you're here, King Hanta, please let me know that you are here, so that way we can get you to help us out with your ES levels, and then we can go from there. So the agenda is, coming up with setups for ES, crude oil, Russell 2000, and the Dow Jones. Okay, so everybody who's here, you can type in which, other than NQ, because majority of us, we trade NQ. Which other out of the 4 that I've shared with you, ES, CL, RTY, and YN, which is the one that you want to learn more about? ES, we're going to definitely cover. So I guess
this meeting is being recorded.
Now you say that? Interesting. Got it. Okay. Which one do you want to cover and learn more? CL, RTY, or YM? All right. Okay, so M&M is using Renko 2, 5, and 10. CL. Oh, crude oil. We got a bunch of crude oil. Okay. And then ES. Interesting. Maybe we have more people for crude oil than ES. Look at that. All righty. So gold. Magic Mike is good with that. So Amy, if you get a chance to get to on the live trading under futures for beginners, Magic Mike is usually there from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and sometimes 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And he's the right person to ask about those things. I have not traded gold. Well, I have traded gold, but it just moves real fast for me, faster than NQ. Crude oil, the beauty of it is that it's fairly smooth and straightforward, though slow, but typically it goes in one direction. The drawback is any type of news out of nowhere is just going to blow you out of the water. So that is the big difference. ES is like, if you want slow and steady and easy, ES is the one, but man, does it put you to sleep. You know, that's not something to trade all day long. I know somebody who trades 7 hours a day, and they do not touch ES because there's not enough coffee to be drinking in order to keep you awake for 7 hours a day every single day. So with that in mind, let's talk about CL. Again, that's also something that Magic Mike does well. But let's talk about ES, all right? ES, of course, is the S&P 500 equivalent future. MES is the micro, all right? Now, there's a price differential per tick, okay? So with NQ, each tick is $5, or you can think of it as each handle. Each handle is $20, okay? Micro is $2. Just knock off the zero. Micro, $2. Mini, add the zero. All right, think of it that way. But the nomenclature typically is counting in ticks, which is a quarter of a handle or a quarter of a point. So if you go by ticks, all right, NQ is $5. How much is ES? Anybody want to type it in? Actually, we should have this thing here so we can be reading it. Yes, 12.5. Are you correct, Gray Scout? Yes, it's 12.5 per tick. Okay, so it is more expensive. So if it does have huge moves like this, like over here, right? This huge downturn that we had earlier today, ES would have definitely paid quite well. And with this setup over here, as long as it doesn't touch, this is S1. Pretty much it didn't touch S1 until it got to about, yeah, here. No. Why does it look like it got cut off over here for some reason? Oh, it flattened out. Yeah, it didn't even touch. So if you play the S1, wait, is this S1? No, hold on. This is the moving average. That's the super trend. Okay, if you played it through the super trend, S1 is this one right here. You could have taken it all the way down to this level. All right. But let's talk about the different levels. Hanta, are you here? King Hanta? King Hanta, going once. Bueller? Alrighty. I guess he got held up because he did share with us that he was going to be here. But since he is not, let me take you to, where is it? let me take you to Hanta's, here we go. Here we go. Let me move this right there. Okay, now this is under user strategies. Okay, and Hector had asked a question, and Hanta basically gave us a conversion from NQ to ES and how they correspond. So NQ 41020, it's very, very sniper-like. The ES Orenco would be 1, 2, and 4. If you do the 82040, again, that's also pretty snipey. You're looking at the 2, 4, and 8. So for me, that's a little too narrow. Okay. And then the 164080, which is the traditional Orenco 16, that's our default. The representation would be 3, 8, and 16. Okay, so that's the way Henta setup is done. All right, so you'll find it under user strategies, and all you need to do is go all the way down, and I actually tagged Vicky on that one. Okay, so if you go there and just click this, it'll bring you right back to Hanta's suggestions. All right, so we'll leave it at that. All right, now, what is my preference? So those are fairly tight, but what is my preference? It's basically three. So let me show you how it looks differently, okay? So this is the 3816 for the ES. Okay. Now notice, that's the setup. So when you get into a super trend, boom, you'll get into it. But then this is for sniping, really. Okay, the 3816 is really for sniping. Okay, you would have gotten chopped up basically from, let's see, from here to there. That would have been a win. But here, from 2 o'clock on, you would have been chopped up all over the place with ES. All right, that's the 3816. Because ES is a little more expensive, I would much prefer, if I were to trade ES, I would definitely focus on micros. Okay, I would not go into the main ES in terms of trading, because again, it's 12.5 per tick. All right, now this is the 6-18-30 setup. All right, that's a 6-18-30 setup. 6-18-30 setup. We got our closed captioning. And this is how it would have looked like today. So notice that it is far, far smoother. And even the last 2 hours, you would have had an opportunity to kind of jump back into the short and pretty much walk away. Probably on the last one, you would have walked away even. Do remember to focus on the Fibonacci levels. Those are key. Okay, especially on a trend day like today. Those are key levels that you want to see. Where does it bounce? Where does it hit resistance and fall back? Right, and as long as there is a very bearish tendency for it, my rule, as you've heard me many times, those of you who have been with me for a while already know, never go against the trend. Okay, if you want to be successful, the risk is not worth it. And today, especially, when there's a falling knife like this, you do not want to try to catch a falling knife. Just go with the flow. Okay. If the movement, like, we'll take a look at the candle formation, so you'll get a sense of it. But when you have this type of movement, this type of volume, and these many sellers, okay, you would have incredible difficulty going against the flow. Okay, your only one opportunity on ES would have been really right here. And that is assuming that you actually got in right at the right time and got out at the top. Then you would have gotten really paid. But the rest of it, you know, you could have entered one or two micros and just let it ride all the way down today. Okay. So that's the what did I say? 6/18/30. Okay. You got that? Now, here we go. This is the 8/16/40. All right, so this is what you would use for more of a intraday trading. And I want you to look at how the candles or the Orenco bars are set up. And that's the way the 8/16/30 looks like. Okay, so overall it's much smoother. You definitely want to play micros because you know, when it retraces, especially like on a choppy day like here, when it retraces, you want to make sure you get into a profit stop as quickly as possible and just run stress-free. All right, let me stop right there. Do other people have questions? Okay, I didn't get to read this. Funky Town. All right, I am new, that's why I don't know where I put these 3, 8, 16 numbers. Could you show me, please? Yes, let's do that. So for example, let me take a Hento's example and let's say I wanted to do a 2, 4, and 8. Yeah, I would never do 2, 4, and 8, but let's say we do want to set it up. So this is how you would do it. You go to configure, and once you get the configure box, you go to Orenco, and then you would add. Okay, so when you would add, you want to do 2, 4, 8. So you go 2, 4, 8. So that way you know exactly what you're putting in. So that is your 2, 4, and the reverse threshold, 8. Okay, and then you click OK, apply, OK. Now let's take a look at, whoa, excuse me. That is my trading view. Beeping too loud. So let's go to 2, 4, and 8. Now, first off, you see this, right? Okay, so this is your intraday swing setup for Orenco. 2, 4, and 8. So on a nice trend, you'll stay in the money all the way. But this is the chop motion that you get. Okay, you will get, here's your buy signal. Actually, sell signal, buy signal immediately changes over to sell signal. And this is why I don't like it. Okay, here's your buy or PTC long. Here's your short. Here's your long. Long confirmed. So you get in here. Let's say you had this confirmation filter, and you get in here. Guess what? The next bar is just basically taking you down. All right. So when I looked at this, I was like, ugh, this is not my trading style. I would not want to do something like that. Okay. So that's why my preference is 8/16/40 on the ES. Having said that, I do not trade the ES. Alrighty. Oh, Kyle actually set up the. There you go. You already answered that. Earn max limitless is 189 plus no monthly subscription plus $20 reset. Yep, it is. So this one, like one that mentioned Todd, that's the giveaway that we're going to do. You're going to get $750,000. Okay. So I told some of you, one I already blew because I just went YOLO. on the manual trade. And then the semi-manual, I was up a good $5,000-6,000 yesterday. And then the fully auto-traded one, like 95% fully auto-traded one, was about $1,500, which actually, you know, if I keep on hitting that regularly, that would put me into a PA account within 10 days. Okay, so on one of them, I'm like, now this is like 2 days in a row where I hit my profit target and I stopped trading. So 8 days, I'll get into that one on the fully automated one, and the 90% semi-auto. I am a third of the way there. I got 2/3 more to go. ES is for 8 to 12 ticks scalping. Yes, 8 to 12 ticks. That's it. You are actually. If let's talk about the nomenclature, so that way we're all talking in the same page. What is the difference between scalping and sniping? Sniping is like really short. Okay, you don't care about its potential bull run. You just want that 8 ticks or 12 ticks. Even on NQ, you just want your 12 to 20 ticks. You're in and out. That's it. Every time Overwatch, for example, either turns all green and UVXY is red, you jump in. The moment it hits your profit target, it just immediately takes you out. That is sniping. Okay, so if imagine you're a sniper in the military, you're hitting a very small target and you're in and out. A scalper is somebody who is going for a little bit more. Okay, you're going for let's say fib to fib, support to support, or support to resistance, or pivot to support, whatever it may be. You're going from level to level. Okay, so I would, when I use those words, do know what I'm meaning by that. A sniper is a sniper, and a scalper is somebody who goes from one level to the next. Okay, intraday swing. That is my style of trading. Look for good risk reward scalping at yeah. So so whenever you hear sniper on my end, just think scalping, and whenever I say scalping, think of like Fibonacci to Fibonacci. So you can do the Google Translate, the financial Google Translate on me. All right, so this is what I like about intraday swing. Okay, intraday swing is where you get confirmation on an entry, and you enter and you stay away from the charts. You're not watching the screen, and you're not watching every tick. So today would have been a wonderful, fantastic, super duper day for intraday swing, because this is what would have happened. At 8:30 in the morning, we had at 7:30 in the morning, we had the sell signal and a bunch of confirmations that this is going south. If we look at the 10 minute, we got that confirmation at 8:30. There was a sell signal. So 30 minute, you have a sell signal. At 10 minute, you have the sell signal. So the moment you see that right there, that's what you enter. Okay, and because you're doing intraday swings, and if you're doing a prop firm, okay, you don't have that much of a, you have a trailing drawdown. Okay, so you can't be doing 5 to 8 micros or 1 or 2 minis. Okay, so you're entering in here with 1 micro, maybe 2. That's it. Okay, and today would have been fantastic in that you would have been able to take this and take it all the way to here, right at this level. And the first buy signal you get out, boom. You could have taken it to, here's your sell signal. So let's say you got in maybe over here, And then the first buy signal, well, there's a buy right there, but you don't see it cross over. So here's your first crossover into the blue, into the red. So this is your exit. So you wouldn't have made a lot here, but this is the big one right here. Okay. Earlier today in live trading, I called this out. Well, I called this out after the market was open, so technically that's not a true call, right? Had you entered after the market, it would have been, sorry, it would have been in this box right here. This would have been the after the market open call, and you would have taken it from 590 all the way down to 430. So do the math. 590 minus 430 times 4 ticks per handle, and that's where you have your total number of ticks. Okay, and the 2 times that we're able to do that, it actually amounted to about $600 plus with micros. $600 plus with micros. So today would have been a perfect day for intraday swing. Okay, because prop firms do not allow you to truly swing day to day or week to week. We call it intraday swinging. All right, so that is that. Now, any questions on ES? Any questions? Anyone? Bueller, questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I was wondering on the ES, are you running any sort of ATM strategy with it, or do you just let the algorithm take care of it?
I personally do not have an ATM strategy that I have used because I trade. Here we go. Let me use this one right here. Because I only trade NQ and I do not trade ES. But if you were to trade ES, I would actually make the stop loss, probably like 15 to 20. Okay, so let's say it was a 20. So the moment you hit 20 ticks, do a profit stop of 5 ticks for it. Okay, and then these would be some of the steps that I would take. Probably I would change the frequency to 6 to 8. Let me change it to 8 because I prefer using the 8. Rule of thumb is whatever the first number of your Orenco is, that should be the frequency. So what that means is that every 8 ticks, the stop loss will trigger and then move up accordingly. Okay.
It moves up 8 ticks, correct?
No. So what it'll do is it'll move it up, but it'll keep it within 24 tick differential because this is your profit trigger, right?
Right.
So 690 and 120, and you'll never hit 120, maybe twice a month. Although this week you would have hit it twice in 2 days, 3 times in 2 days. This basically is the difference between here and here. 36 minus 12 is 24. So 24 tick differential here. So 15 here, 24 here, 40 is too much. 30 here, and yeah, so these are still NQ numbers. 40 here. I think that those are good numbers for ES trailing. Let me save it like that. Voila. And then save this as my ES strategy. So that's the way. Yep.
Yeah, on that trailing, that means you're going to have an 80-point trailing stop the way you have it listed there.
Are you
I think
sure?
it's ticks, isn't it?
It's ticks.
Or 80 ticks. Sorry, it's ticks, but I mean, it's going to be trailing 80 behind your profit, your
No,
price level.
it's trailing 40. This is 30, so it's 24, 30, 40. You do,
Yeah.
so this is what you do, 120 minus 80. This is just
I
the
see what
frequency.
you're
Don't worry
saying.
about the frequency.
No, the frequency is just how often it updates.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. You can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 4, it can be anything you want. The key is the difference between the trigger and the stop loss.
What that's saying is that when you get to 120 ticks, you now have an 80-point stop loss.
No, I have a.
Or 80 tick, sorry.
So what that means is that it has moved up to 80 profit stop when the price is at around 120 ticks. So the difference between 120 and 80 is 40.
Yeah.
CJ,
Okay.
no, he's
I think
actually
that's
right.
how that works. Yeah, that's not how that works.
CJ, he's right.
That's not how that works.
When that hits 120 trigger, it's gonna be 80 ticks behind that point.
What the
Exactly.
heck?
That's what I was trying to say.
All right. So you're telling me that I've been taught wrong from the get-go?
Yeah.
I think so. You made your stop further out.
Okay. So are you saying that this is the correct way to do it? Like that?
Yeah, I think that accomplishes what you're trying to say. So
Okay.
when you get to 36 ticks, now your stop loss is 24 ticks behind that. When you get to 90, then you're trailing it by 30. When you get to 120, you're trailing it by 40. So you get a little more room as it gets, further into profit.
I'm gonna kick this guy's butt. Who shall remain nameless? Is he here? No, he's not here. Bum. Okay. Thank you, Todd, for correcting me. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I just didn't want people to go down the wrong path.
Thank you. Yeah. Please, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, please.
Unless I was misunderstanding, but I'm pretty sure that's how I've been doing it. So
No,
No,
Todd, you're right.
You're right, Todd.
All right. So Todd was the only one who was willing enough to correct me. What's wrong with you guys, man? Help me out
Sorry,
here.
I was reading something.
Well, we had a little side bet saying how long you would go with that, so
Oh, really?
I lost.
Tommy would do that. He was just like, let's see him.
all right, I want a vig on that. Who got the win? I get a cut on that.
Come on, share 50-50 with Todd there. All right. Yes, I've been humbled many a times, and this is nothing new for me. All right. So CL. Okay. My go-to is the 2-minute Heikin-Ashi. And CL would have looked something like this today. Okay. See, pretty boring. Once it pops, steady Eddie, but pretty boring. Now, ATM. Somebody give me a working ATM strategy if you have been trading CL. King Hanta, are you here? No, he's not. Who has a working, how automated is this? Can you elaborate on that? So like if you're on the ES and NQ, the automation would be basically the following. Armed, whichever the account is, short And then I recommend, if you trade Apex, I recommend quantity safety. All others don't matter really. Apex has been the worst when it comes to the trade copier, multiplying your contracts to like 20 or 40 and then just blowing up your evals and PAs. Almost every single day I hear that. Yes, it's as automated as you want it to be. Okay, so somebody like Magic Mike and Don, what they would do actually is they would do the semi because they're watching their trades, and once it goes in, they will choose to either go XOP signal, which means you exit in the opposite signal without entering. Okay, and when that happens, this disappears, that disappears. Okay, so now the bot is not on. You have to come back and click semi again manually in order for it to enter. So the beauty of this is that you're using the bot to automatically enter positions when it's in a good spot. Okay. If you, for example, if you are in a very good support position where there is a lot of support in something, okay, this is one of the ways for you to be able to enter the reversal. Okay, you're looking for a long when it's way down. Okay, and then if it's way up, especially if you pass 2 ATRs. Okay, if you do not know ATRs, type in please explain ATR. When you are at 2 sigma on your VWAP, or when you are 2 ATRs and above, okay, this is another way for you to set up an entry where you are armed, you are semi. So this is like this, right? And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're waiting for the right setup, and then that's when you go, okay, we are getting close. We are above 2 ATR. All right, it's going to reverse somewhere along the way, and I want to enter short as quickly as possible the moment it is definitely a bearish move. Okay, you want to make sure that it's confirmed, then click this. You want to enter as soon as possible because it's a low risk, high reward situation, because again, you're playing a strong support or strong resistance. Get rid of that. This is how you keep it. All right. Can you turn it on and let it run? Yes, you can. Okay. But we have found that in the mornings, it's great to just have it on. So my personal take on that is from 9:30 to 11:30 is a great time to have it on. If you're up in your profit, just shut it off. If you hit your profit target, shut it off, go home. Okay. If you have not, go do your thing, and then come back maybe around 2:30. And at that time, you can arm it and do something like this if you're not sure which way is the right way to go. But also, if you know that you are at the upper end of the resistance, you're going to go short. At the very bottom end of your support, you're going to go long. And anything in between, this is how you do it. Do you want to make sure that you always trade the trend and not go against it? Click trend filter. Okay. If it is a super trendy move and you want to make sure that you only get into that, you do not want to get faked out. You do not want to get caught inside of a chop area, a consolidation area. You click confirmation filter. All right. So each one has their advantages and disadvantages. The safer you are, the lower your reward. The less safer you are, the higher the risk. Also, the higher the reward, which is that. Okay. Now, if you talk to Kyle, he will be the proponent of no ATM. Let the bot do its thing. Okay. But if you want to play it safe, you click ATM. So at the very least, you are, and if you do semi, at the very least, you know that That's going to be your stop loss. That's the most that you're going to lose. And once you get kicked out of it, you won't be in for until you find the next opportunity. All right. So semi is great for those of you who are long in the tooth. You're veteran traders. You're there in front of that screen for 7 hours. You eat in front of your computer. You are a degenerate trader. If you don't have the time to do that and you actually have a life, do that. Good question. What does the cloud below the bars represent? Are you talking about here? Yeah, so green is bullish, red is bearish. Okay, so based on that, instead of, if you're not sure where the resistance is, support is, if it's red, just go do it this way. You have a higher chance of a winning strategy doing it that way. Okay. If you're, again, long in the tooth and you're looking for that reversals, and that is your go-to way of trading, okay, you're looking for that opposite signal if you're already not in the trade, then it's too late for you to jump in, like over here, okay? So if you are somewhere here, but you don't know that, all right? You're somewhere here, and you see the movement just go beyond, 2 sigma. At that point, you just turn off the shorts because you're thinking, yeah, there isn't much reward going short on this thing. Let me go long. You can be in a situation like this and catch this move up. All right. So as part of the VWAP indicator he has on this chart. No, that is actually a download that Tommy was kind enough to give to everyone. It's a free download. Let me go back to NQ now, because that's my preference for trading it. And my preference actually is that.
I'm pretty sure it actually is in the VWAP though. It's the lane highlights. Like it calls it the fast lane and slow lane.
Yeah, the one that's inside Ninja itself doesn't give you all the options to custom. It's not as customized. Whereas the VWAP intraday, Tommy, where did you? I know I pinned it, but where did you pin it? I think it's under Obsidian chat.
Yeah,
So
it's in Obsidian.
It's an Obsidian. So if you go to Obsidian chat and you click the pin on the top right corner, you'll see a bunch of things pinned. So when they're pinned, those are like really good stuff for you to consider. You can download it from there, import it into your Ninja and set it up. And if you have more specific questions on how to use it, Tommy will be more than happy to help.
It's called the intraday VWAP,
Yeah.
and what you want to do is enable the tolerance bands.
Let's do that right now. Let's make sure that I have it correct.
Yeah.
So this is the way I have it. Show aspect, show in dashboard, intraday.
Use tolerance bands right there. One more down. Yep,
Right
click
here?
it. There you go.
So what does the tolerance band do?
So I like to customize the -2 and the +2 deviation of the bands because the price loves to go to those places, and on trending days it rides it, and on non-trending days it likes to go to there, tap it, and reject.
Gotcha.
So it's a good helpful reminder, like a roadmap of the day. Plus, it works very well because you could use a 30-second, a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 2 minute. No matter what time frame chart you use, these lines are on the same charts. So the more people using that, the better off everybody is. Because like if you
Okay.
use like a 50 EMA on a 1 minute versus a 2 minute, they're not in the same spot.
So as you change it from 2 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, 10 minute, the VWAP changes, correct?
No, it doesn't. It's always the same, is what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
So
See,
it's always reading the volume within the market, so it's the same. So
gotcha.
so do you see the tolerance bands? What time frame are you on?
Hold on,
2 minute?
that's the wrong one. This is the 5 minute icon.
All right. So you should see these white dotted lines. I
Oh, I
don't see them on your chart.
I changed the colors.
Oh, you
So
did.
yeah, the dashed lines. This is the 2 sigma. This, hold on. This line over here, view up here. This line over here, the white line is 1 sigma. Here's your view up, red, because it's bearish.
Mm-hmm.
1 sigma on the top and 2 sigma over here, the dashed green line. That's the way I have it set up. So I changed the colors to kind of, let it tell me how to read it quicker. So it's, personal preference.
Yeah, I like so like on my trading view, as an example, the +2, I have red, meaning, and I have it as a thick red line. So meaning that if the price runs up and taps that, it has a high probability of getting rejected. The same thing on the short, it's green for the short. So like it's a good place to buy.
Okay.
But
I'll change
if
it
the market's like really trending hard and running in one direction, then you want to stay away from that.
Yeah.
But it's when the market's just ranging and it doesn't know what it wants to do, it will go to these lines and reject. If you see yesterday, it just rode it, and every time it touched it, it just bounced.
Yep. Very true. Let me get rid of that. It's a little bit easier to see. Yeah. Yeah, those are definitely very, very helpful. And it has the same cloud. Yep. Yeah, so the clouds also give you very quickly, okay, well, we're in a bearish trend. The moment the cloud changes to red, if it's green, then you know that it's a bullish trend. Okay. So here, for example, we see it riding through 2 sigma, and then eventually when the sell signal comes in, it goes all the way down to halfway between 1 sigma and the VWAP. It doesn't change until actually it crosses over to, oh, never mind, that's like London time. Okay, good. Let's see, where are we on our agenda? So CL, actually, unless somebody has their own setup and would like to share, I will defer that to Magic Mike. He is on Futures for Beginners from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes he's there at nighttime from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, or actually from 6 p.m. on. He is also a fellow degenerate trader. He lives and breathes trading. So for those of you who are new, just keep in mind that he's an old fuddy-duddy, and he could potentially rub you the wrong way, but he's a really nice guy. Okay, just take it as a joke, take it lightly, you'll be fine. All right, questions? Other comments? Let's go to the next agenda, which is the Obsidian upgrade update. Kyle, are you here? Or you are with your kids? Earth to Kyle. Well, if you're here, please
Yeah,
let
I'm
us.
here. I'm here.
Oh, great. Hey, can you give us one key update that, and there are a lot of new people here, so just very quickly in like 2 to 3 minutes, what are the key highlights of the updates that we're looking to have in version 1.3?
It's gonna have the new signal set, but it's basically gonna be like a longer term swing signal. It should be able to survive most choppy conditions. Like for example, today you would have had a sell at 15,703 on NQ, and it would still be holding short now. But with the limitations on the prop terms, with holding overnight, you'd have to close and reopen. So I'm looking into getting that all set up, and then for the sniper signal set, it's gonna have the adaptive profit targets. That way you're not giving back so much, waiting on an opposite signal. And you should be able to trade multiple instruments right now due to threading issues. The way the code is handled, you're limited to only one ADD-TS at a time. You can use the playback version on another one since it's called from a different indicator. You could just combine the playback version with DDTS to trade two instruments, but right now it's a limitation on that until that gets fixed up. Once the next release is out, then I'll be working on moving it to an add-on where you'll have your daily profit limits, daily loss limits, trading times, and other functionality. And for those with weaker computers, you won't even have to render it on the chart. It'll just run on its own. It'll subscribe to a data series without a chart.
So no charts needed. It'll
On
do
the
it.
add-on version, that'll be the next step.
That's the okay.
Yeah, after this patch.
Version 1.4 then.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
it would have been out already, but I got held up. I need to redo the licensing system. That way the license is handled automatically.
So is it that you have to resubmit the new stuff to NinjaTrader, and they have to go through the approval process all from the beginning?
No. We're all good to go to do whatever. It's just their default licensing system. Like anytime someone updates something, they update NinjaTrader, or they have a computer update, or where they updated their drivers. It changes everything, and it's just a hassle. It takes time away that I can develop and stuff. A lot of you know that you had to submit, maybe sometimes you have to submit a couple different times to get everything worked out. But
yeah,
that way that's avoided and everything's pretty much automated from there.
Yeah, so it took us a while the very first time, and it's a pain in the butt, but you know what? I like the fact that NinjaTrader does that for two reasons. Number one, there are a lot of order traders out there that are not NinjaTrader approved. Okay, so anything happens, like for example, there's one that I tested. I actually bought it and I tested it because this guy was claiming, like pie in the sky stuff, and like, okay, he used to work for a hedge fund and program for them for over 7 years, yada yada. I said, okay, I got it. I had a whole bunch of earn max that were like the freebies, so I was like, okay, fine, let me put it in there, and it basically blew up 4 of the evaluations in one day, all 4, 4 of them in a row in one day. Well, not all 4 in the same day, but over a period of days. When I put it on new eval, it just basically blew up and hit the drawdown. So his Autotrader is not even registered in NinjaTrader. I should have checked it beforehand, but I thought, goodness, this guy is a pro. I thought he would do it, but he's not even registered. Okay, so that's the other aspect. Also, number 2, and is Greg here? Greg was telling me about other sites who have quote unquote cracked the code, and they're marketing our stuff through some very shady websites, and those things would not be acceptable to NinjaTrader. and those things will blow up your accounts, and they don't have the safety measures that we have set in place on our Obsidian. Okay, it does not. It has a name, but it does not function the way it's supposed to function. Okay, so and the fact that NinjaTrader will not take something like that because it is a pirated copy, I like that. They're really protecting us, and they're protecting themselves from CFTC. Okay, so that's a big plus. Now, here's what Kyle is talking about. If you have the ADTS version 1.2 running, okay, on a second chart, instead of loading this one, you can load the Obsidian playback. Okay, so if you load that one, you'll be able to trade automatically in 2 different charts. It cannot be tabs like this. Okay, the tabbing will not work. Okay, it has to be in 2 different charts using 2 different Autotraders, and you will not have the threading issues, and therefore you're not going to unnecessarily blow up your PA or evaluations. So those are key areas that we are working on. Well, correction, Kyle is working morning, noon, and night on that stuff, and trying to get it out to us as quickly as possible. When that comes out, all of you who have the license to it, you're going to get it automatically, no extra charge. You're just going to get upgraded. You're good to go. Okay. Those of you who have DDTS, okay, for some reason not everybody knows this, but just in case there's somebody like that, you have subscribed to DDTS, which is the manual one, and some of you are waiting until you get paid by Apex. I think that's a great way to go about it, and a good, showing good fiscal responsibility. Get your first PA funded. Get paid from that PA. The moment you get paid, by the way, you are in the elite 1%, because 99% of traders never get funded nor paid. Okay, so the moment you get paid and you got the $1,000 and stuff like that, and you go, hey, you know what? The first thing I want to do is I want that Autotrader, and you come back and you upgrade it. 100% of your subscription is creditable to the upgrade. Okay, so you do not lose a single dollar. Inflation will not impact you on the value of the dollar from that regard, unless you're from Argentina. So it's if you have watched Tucker Carlson's interview with the presidential candidate for Argentina, boy, that is an eye-opener. Anyway, it's 100% creditable. Okay, so think of it as kind of like a down payment towards your future of being able to own an Autotrader. Okay, and by that time, probably 1.3 will be ready, and we'll be good to go. Now, when we get to 1.3, okay, again, this is the beauty of it. With prop trading, with Apex, you have to be overseeing it. You can't set it and forget it for 23 hours and walk away. You have to, be managing it, quote unquote. Okay, and the best way to manage it is if you use semi all the time and you get in and out, and keep on clicking semi, you'll be fine. Or if you click auto and you get into a position and you close out manually from the, let's say it hits, okay, here's the fib level, and you hear the tick strike going, tick, 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 and then there's silence. You close it and lock in the maximum profit possible for that particular snipe or swing, whatever trading that you happen to be doing. And that is considered semi-auto. Okay, so Apex PA will be okay with that. All right, TopStep, Earn Max, full auto, they don't care. Because if you're making money after 3 months, they're going to be making money off of you, and they'll copy your trades into their live accounts. They don't care. Okay, I believe BuildNox does not allow you to do that. Any other questions? before we go into our da-da-da-dan, our da-da-da-dan.
I have a quick question, CJ.
Yes.
On the new update, you talked about the NQ trade, being a 250 point ride today, and you didn't get out. But how does that work on the prop side? Since we got to worry about things like trailing drawdown and things like that. There's got to be some kind of protections. I mean, obviously, if you keep going up in profit, that's not going to be such an issue. But there's got to be some protections for the pullbacks so that you don't get trapped on a trailing drawdown or something.
Okay. So when you get into something like this, and it puts you into, let's say, a short trade. Okay. One of the things that you can do is either the bot will automatically get you out of that short and put you right into a long trade because you have it set up like this. Okay. So long, PTC, long, short, auto, everything. You leave it like this. It'll actually get out when it reverses on you. If you want to just get out, okay, without having to go in, X-op signal, which means that you exit when the opposite signal is given. Okay, so you will exit in profit. It will not put you in long, and you can wait for the next stop. It's sort of like a semi, okay, but you are creating a sort of like a trailing stop that the bot actually exits you out of, and it's based upon that signal. So, for example, over here, if you had gotten over here, if you had got, can you mute? We're getting feedback. Well, a repeat of what I'm saying. So, for example, if you had gotten in here, right, it put you short, and then the moment you got short, you hit X-op signal and you just let the bot run, you would not have gotten out until here. So you'd be out. If you did not have X-op signal like that, okay, and let's say you had confirmation filter, this would have taken you all the way down. Is there a confirmation at all today? Yeah, today is highly unusual. You would have been into this trade all the way down here. Okay, so if you're not sure how to use trend filter, confirmation filter, keep asking questions during live trading. But the default and the easiest thing to do is X-op signal, and you'll be good to go. On the PA, what about that consistency rule? What if I make too much money in one day and I blow past it and I can't withdraw? Yeah, it sucks, but you know what? It forces you to keep the money in there. It forces you to continually trade, and it forces you to create a bigger buffer such that you go from 50,000 to, like, let's say 57,000 before you can withdraw. Okay, fine. If you get to $57,000 and the 30% no longer applies to you, then withdraw $2,000. That's it. And now you got a $5,000 buffer. It's not even a trailing drawdown at that point. It is a static drawdown on a PA. $5,000, that's 10% of the total value of your account. Okay, what that means is that you can actually start trading, 5 micros, 8 micros, even 1 mini. Okay, or 1.4 14 micros, 15 micros, and you can do what Don Mega does in his trading. Okay, so you can learn more from his style of trading once he starts coming in more regularly in live trade, which I'm hoping that next week he will be able to do that. It all depends on his job, but if he is going to be in, it's going to be from 9:30 to 11 o'clock in the mornings. All right, so don't worry about that. Maximize your profit at any point whatsoever. Eval doesn't matter. The moment you hit 3,000, minimum 7 days with Apex, minimum 5 days with EarnMax, or TopStep. TopStep is actually 4 days. Oh, but they have consistency rule on evals, so forget about that. But basically, once you just qualify, once you qualify and you get into PA, just keep building it. You know, take advantage, size up when the trend is there, and keep building it. Okay. And again, let me reiterate this because we all have done it. I have done it. The risk management key is a key element for you to keep the PA. So when you start with a $2,500 drawdown, understand that you need to have a ratio of 500 to 1. That means the most you can trade on a PA is 5 micros. Now, the website says you can go with 10 minis. No, don't do that. You're going to blow it. Okay, all it takes is one reversal and you're done. 5 micros is maximum. Okay, if you have a losing day and you're down to 2,000, then you drop to 4 micros maximum. 1,500, 3 micros. Okay, you go lower as your drawdown gets smaller and smaller. When do you increase? When you go from 1,500 to 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000. Once you're at 4,000 drawdown and you have that much of a buffer after the 50,000, right? At 54,000 PA, you have $4,000 of a drawdown that is static. Then the maximum you should trade is 8 micros. Okay, so how would I do that? Start with 4 micros, 3 micros, and then whenever you need to size up, that's when you maximize. But no more than that. And you'll have consistency to be able to grow your PA and start paying you. And if you can do that one PA and make it survive 3 months, then you can do it forever. At that point, you'll be able to add 2 PAs, 5 PAs, up to 20 PAs. 40 if you do it under your wife's name, 60 if you have an LLC. And if you have it under LLC, guess what? Everything is tax deductible, including the subscription. All right. Kyle has posted TP on this. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, 900, 300. So okay. Or you can follow Gray Scout's rules. Yeah. Yes, correct. 60 PAs on Apex. 20 would be under your name legally, 20 under your wife, and 20 under your LLC, or 20 after every single LLC that you own. Okay, so that's the key: is who is the legal owner of the PA. That's the difference maker, basically. All right, just make sure that you sign on to Apex evals.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I thought it went by household.
No, LLC is legally a different LLC. Okay, good.
Yeah,
so,
but Apex only allows per household.
So
I know people that do that, and they use a VPN for their other ones. That way, they're not tracking the IP was coming from the same place. But
okay.
still, that's kind of against the rules.
I'll take your word for it. So if that's the case, move on to BuildNox, which they allow 11. Move on to EarnMax, which they allow up to 120. Okay, so, but here's the thing: even if you have 20, okay, and you're making $100 a day, that's 2,000 per day. If you can consistently make $100, okay, you're gonna have losing days. You're gonna have big days like today where you make $300, $400 per account per day. You know, and when you average it out, it comes down to like $100 per day, and you trade it for 20 days. That's $40,000. In the next several months, as you've gotten better and better, if your average winning amount over 20 trading days, including your wins and losses, is about 150, well, guess what? Just multiply that times 20 times 20, and that's your income. Okay, and you'll get $2 million in no time, right? So it is exponential. In the beginning, it's extremely slow, but once you get to 20, that money comes in extremely fast. You just got to make sure you don't get greedy. You got to make sure that you don't trade when you're emotionally not there. You got to make sure that you follow your rules consistently, your risk management. Do not blow it up. And as you use trade copiers, please, 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 please trade into 4 different tranches and always have quantity safety on. So you will never blow your account. Okay? And if you're going to set manual stops and manual take profits, please, 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 please make sure ATM says none. It must say none, because if you have any of these ATM strategies there, let's say that, okay, and it hits your profit target or your stop loss at that point, it'll put additional trades into your charts. And if it hits, you're going to be going the wrong direction. And it will blow up your account. Too many people have done it too often, hundreds, thousands of times. So please make sure tranches, quantity safety, and if you're going to do anything manually, just click none. Preferably, if you're going to do a strategy where you go in here and you set up ATM, let it run. Do not move. Stick to your convictions. Do not move. Okay? Oh, businesses cannot go to 20. All right. Yeah, double check, triple check what I say. Oh, it's on the website. Perfect. So you're 100% correct. I'm 0% correct. Thank you for that correction. Wonderful. All right. We are out of time. Let's do the raffle. Okay. We got enough people to actually give away. Should we do 2 or 3? How many do we have? 5. We're like right at the edge. 15. Okay. Let's do 3 giveaways. All right. Unfortunately, this will be earn max if you win it. It's a pain in the derriere, I know, but be patient and work with them throughout the weekend to get it set by Sunday evening. Okay. Your contact will be through the website, through the chat, not email. They stink at email. So on the chat, get on their case, make sure that you get set up. But what we're going to do then is we're going to give 3 away. I already sent a number between 1 and 100 to Kyle. Okay, so you need to send your guess, 1 guess and 1 guess only, between 1 and 100 to Kyle, to his Discord, because apparently people cannot do it directly, direct messaging on. Let me see if I can change the enable high profile, play sound, messaging participants, copy invite link. There must be a way to reaction support. Where is that? I cannot find it. Sorry. Okay, so on Discord, please direct message him your guess from 1 to 100. And the 3 people who get plus or minus, who get closest to the number that I have given, the top 3 people will win 750K in evaluations. That is 3 250K accounts. Okay. So
And
if you
what do we have to guess?
A number between 1 and 100, DM directly to Kyle on Discord. DM Kyle on Discord. All right. And then Kyle will come on and type in the 3 winners once he gets everyone's guess. All right, I will give you, when my clock here turns 5:28, it closes. So please send in your guesses now. You see Gray Scout is typing. Anybody else? Who else is typing? Send your guesses to Kyle. And then I will be here. So we're going to officially close it once we have our 3 winners. And then I will be here for the next 15-20 minutes to answer specific questions that you have regarding, should I, yeah, I'm going to skip TradingView. We're just going to focus on Obsidian Autotrader. Okay, so any questions you have about Obsidian Autotrader, and more specifically about the buttons, how to set that up, ATM strategies, things like that.
CJ, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't remember it's from the Orenco bar or from Hecanash bar. Whenever it says bearish signal or bullish signal, instead
Yes.
of the price going down, you go up a little bit and then pushing down. Why is that?
Oh, because that signal is given based on the ticks that are coming in, every single tick.
Oh.
So once it hits a particular threshold, that's when you hear the voice saying, you know, potential PTC bullish signal, potential things like that. So again, it's a potential. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's not like a true PTC signal. It's not that arrow, you know, the double red arrow pointing down, or the double light green arrow pointing up. Actually, today we did not have, at least on the 5-minute hike-in, we did not have a up arrow. That is
not really
crazy, crazy, crazy.
I know.
See, this is what should have happened on Thursday. This is what happened, and I got so pissed. Okay, actually,
it should happen on Thursday.
What's that?
Why you thought it should happen on Thursday instead of Friday?
PPI came in way too hot.
Got you.
PPI was showing signs that inflation was not slowing down. PPI came in way too hot because producers' inflation eventually flows down to consumers' inflation. So that hot PPI, make a note of this. This hot PPI will impact either next month's or 2 months or 3 months worth of CPIs, depending on the industry and what happens. Okay. So yesterday, actually, I should have done the 2 sigma strategy, because the moment it went past 2 sigma, look at this. Here's your PTC bullish right here. And I could have taken it from 2 sigma all the way to the second 2 sigma. And I was like, no, it's right here. I was like, all right, it's going to go down. Let's add more. VWAP, oh, definitely it's got to go down. Definitely. I added extra, like a lot extra. Next thing I know, by the time it went to the moving average or the 1 sigma, everything got blown. I was livid. I was pissed off. I was already emotional and pissed off before. And, you know, to make such a, you know, rookie mistake the way that I did, I was just, oh my God, such an idiot. You know, so
don't be there.
Yeah, but yeah, I fell off the wagon, so I'm back to day 1. So here's the thing: had I stuck to my key principle of when I hit my profit target, I stopped trading, I should have like 5 PAs, 6 PAs by now. But You know, because if you consider the past, like this month of September, the past 2 weeks, I really, before 11 o'clock, I really only had 2 days of losses, and I had 8 days of wins. I should be up, and only thing I have to show for is 1 PA, and it should be 5 to 7. And yeah, so that's why I'm looking. Hey guys, those of you who are here, those of you who are full-time traders, I'm really looking for people who have a heart to help others, who really believe in Obsidian and know how to use the Obsidian to the fullest. Be willing to take an hour or two each day to help out on the live trade. I want to replace myself, and I want to fire myself, honestly.
You're doing a good job though, CJ. I really love your charts. So whenever I come to the Obsidian room, if Magic Mike is not there, just come to your room all the time.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So with that, do we have winners, Kyle? So he got all the numbers. Just type in the 3 people who are there. Anybody who has questions, let's go ahead with questions. Let's start with anybody who has been here less than 7 days. So you are right in the thick of the trial, and you have questions. Please, you get to go first.
Kyle, this is Scott, or CJ, this is Scott.
Yep.
This meeting is being recorded.
It to be the next signal opposite of the trend, have your trend filter on. It goes by the filters it goes by the trend filter and confirmation filter. So if you turn your both of those filters off, it's going to exit on the next unconfirmed signal. And if you have your filter, like you have your confirmation filter on, it's going to exit on the next confirmed signal. And only enable the exit on opposite signal when you're in a trade.
Correct.
Right.
So you only click this when you're already in the trade.
Yeah,
So,
I found that out the hard way.
many times I have flattened my winning trades, and I had to manually go back in, which is an annoyance. But you know, that's why if you are on trial, you need to be. I highly recommend. You know, just trade on simulation. On weekend,
Absolutely. Yep.
back test on simulation. Right? You know what I'm talking about, Scott, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that is our recommendation. If you do eval, that's on you, but do sim. Why? These are the things that you'll get to learn. And here's a little bit of hope. Once you know what each of the buttons do, right here, guess what? You can customize this to your style of trading. You want to be a sniper or scalper, as if you're translating it. If you want to be a sniper and you're doing 816. 40, okay, you can do that. All right, and you can change the ATMs accordingly so that it actually trades the way you would trade. Okay, you can customize it. If you're more of a scalper, you go to 1640/80, right, and you can create your own ATM strategies that suits your style of trading, and you can kind of create like a robot you. Okay, like a robot CJ, and go in and out, you know, and the bot will do it for you. The bot will mimic you. The better you are in customizing this to your liking. I am more of an intraday swinger, so 3260, 8160. All right, this is the intraday, the one that I showed you on. So here is Voila. This is what my original Futures Pro would have done. But all of this is manual. You have to do it manually. It gives you the signals, but you have to manually enter it. But what Kyle has been able to do is he has been able to automate it and create a robot to do that. And as a matter of fact, I would say it is more effective because it would have entered somewhere in here. Where's the signal? It's somewhere in here, right here. It would have entered here. And typically on an Orenco bar is at the top, middle to the top, okay? So let's say 625. And I would never have gotten out. There's no signal in here that would have kicked me out until 4:30 or 4 o'clock. I would just manually close it, okay? And I would have gone from, and of course, full disclosure, I did not do it, okay? I would have gone from 625 to, where would I have gotten out? 415, probably here at the top end, let's say 415, 625, 415, 190 points. That's just, that's the type of trading I want to do. I want to enter, set it, forget it, I walk out.
Right. I was a little late to the meeting when you were going over the ES. What either bar type or Heikinashis do you, or time frame do you use for, or like to use for the ES?
I like to use the 8/1640 for that's NQ. Hold on. This is my.
I don't know about ES, but the bar type is pretty much everything with this algo. That's where your signals are produced from because the underlying indicators calculate on the sorry, my kids,
Okay. Yeah, and
sorry
Kyle.
about that. I had to mute myself because of my kid. Yeah, the bar type's everything with this. I usually stick with a Heikin-Ashi. I usually use like a 2-minute with either a 2-minute Heikin-Ashi with a 26 trend filter, or I'll use a 5-minute with no trend filter. If you get above a 2-minute Heikin-Ashi, don't use the trend filter because the arbitration between signals is too much. Sometimes I do, it's a larger bar, but I'll use a Heikin-Ashi volume bar. I'll use like a 2200, 22,000 volume bar on a Heikin-Ashi. It's more for swinging. Just make sure you're manually taking profit on that because the give back between opposite signals can be pretty hefty, but it's pretty good for swinging. Like for example, if I load one of those up for today, it took a short at 675 and still be holding. So it's a large bar type.
So yeah, I looked at those today, just because I've never used the volume bars before, just to kind of see what it did as I was testing. So
yeah, there's two different kinds of volume bars. Like there's a Heikin-Ashi, you can set Heikin-Ashi volume bar.
Yeah, that's what I made based on one of the videos I saw on the Discord.
I think Don Migo was back testing them for a while, but it all depends. Like if you want a better entry, like you can use unconfirmed, but if you're taking unconfirmed signals, you just got to watch it like a hawk for it to confirm because you're not always going to get an opposite signal. If the price passes through an unconfirmed signal, the algo will act like it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
So you should just keep that in mind.
Hey Kyle, what's the volume number you said?
Either 2200 or 2500. It's a larger one. I mean, you can make it smaller. You can play around with it.
2500 volume.
I think the three samples that I saw or examples that I saw today or earlier were 17.5, 15,000, and a 22,000.
Yeah.
I haven't thoroughly messed around with it.
Yeah, Don uses those numbers. You can ask Don more specifically how he uses that, for sure. So Heikkanashi 2500 volume.
Is there, CJ, is there any chance, being new here, and then also Discord's not my favorite, but just because it's just hard to manipulate that I've had in the past, but is there any place that maybe on Discord we could have a place for either people that are familiar to kind of get some baselines? So maybe create a room or a window that you go into for ES, NQ, CL, and say, okay, for those type of things, we recommend this as a baseline. So, your ES would be the Heikkanashi 2-minute. An ATM that might work well for it is this, and this. Based on your experiences and things like that, instead of trying to kind of find it around Discord. It's just very difficult.
Yeah, understood.
I think Joe set up the back testing Obsidian and ATM strats on the Discord.
I did go to the back testing and saw that, but there are some spreadsheets, but only the spreadsheets are just the results. It doesn't say actually what the settings were.
Sometimes I tried to include an image with it for the ones I did. For some of them, sometimes people don't do that though.
Yeah. So what we need to do, Kyle, is maybe set up a date and time where we can announce it that on one of the trading rooms, we will discuss a particular topic, and so anybody who's interested, they can jump in and have it recorded as well.
Yeah, well, I'm usually sitting in a live trading room. You could just reach out. You could just reach out to me, and I can answer any of your questions. But sorry about. Hold on, I'm sorry, my kids. Now what was I just saying?
Okay.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Hey guys, it's already 5:40. So let's do this. Kyle, do you have the three winners, please? And then please DM Kyle on the times that you would prefer having that type of a Discord voice, so that way anybody who's interested can go into that room and go like really under the hood. So that way everybody could be helped that way. But let's close this out. So who are the three winners?
Hold on, CJ, I'm looking.
Yeah, you need to get into a new house quickly and
yeah, I got chaos going on here. Right before this meeting, my kids just shattered a full-size plate glass mirror, so that's why I was late to the meeting.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. All right, so while we get the three winners, let me talk about affiliate programs. If you have an affiliate code, please use it. We had several people kind of get under the wire, even though it was past the deadline. So we're just keeping the 45% discount for anybody who has their link being used. If people go directly to the website, they only get a 30% discount. Okay, so that's going to be the situation until the end of September. So we got 2 weeks. If you got people on the fence, and if you got people that you really like and you want them to really benefit from Obsidian, use this opportunity to start reaching out to them and have, you know, if watching the videos doesn't convince them or whatnot, invite them to Discord, to the live trading, so they can see it in real life. Gray Scout, Dan, and Firefox get the exact number. Why am I not surprised? So please, when you wait, hold on. When you sign on, let me give you the link. When you sign on to EarnMax, oh, where is it? Where is it? When you sign on to EarnMax, please make sure to screenshot the payment page, screenshot the actual receipt, and send it to Kyle, please. We need to keep a track of those because for whatever reason, EarnMax is terrible in keeping track of the referrals. Okay. I think this weekend is the deadline for that special 750K eval for 25 bucks. Okay, I mean, that is super cheap. Even if you pass one out of the three because you're YOLOing and you pay the $85, it's still cheaper than one Apex trial, $250,000 Apex trial. So, you know, do your best to try to get qualified and get a PA there. Okay, it's a freebie if you win it. And the rate of return on that, on something that's free, is infinite. So make it count. All right. So use that. Read the rules at EarnMax. Yep. Use that. Use that link. Screenshot it. Screenshot your receipt. Send it to Kyle, and he will reimburse you for the cost. So that way it's freebie. Those of you who are here and would like to, you know, get 250K, please use the link. Hopefully EarnMax will pay us. And if they do, all those funds go into a little kitty pot where we use it for future raffles. So the more money that comes in through our referrals, the more raffles we're able to give away. So with that, if you have any additional questions, please, especially when it comes to ES or the Orenco things and all that stuff, you can ask Joseph. Are you here? Yeah, you can DM Joseph and you can DM Kyle. Okay, and ask those questions, and they will help you in that regard. I am no good when it comes to ES or any other charts. I only know NQ because, again, I'm a relative newbie when it comes to futures trading. If you have questions about options, by all means, you know, send me your questions. The indicator bot today was pretty much like all winners. It printed money like crazy today as it gave out the alerts on specific stocks. That one is it's a private club. It's $1 a day. Okay, if you don't trade stocks or options, forget about it. Just use the SoFi new car funding site, and that's where you can follow my trades. I'm up 65% year to date in that account. So with that, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Okay. So wish you well. We want to get to that $1 million mark so that way we can take care of our 3 F's: faith, family, and fun. So have a good night, have a good weekend, have a good rest, and next week we got the FOMC. That's going to be fun on Wednesday. And how do I do this?